So hey, it's me, Seven, from Sprocket.bike Marketplace. I wanted to talk to you really briefly about what's happening with the Strait of Hormuz and this oil crisis. Basically, we have this situation where a majority of the world's energy infrastructure is being held hostage by Russia and the United States. And this is something that I predicted for over a decade. It was very easy to predict if you read books. If you just read books and you read what's in the books, you could see this coming. So I created a bicycle marketplace called Sprocket where you can buy and sell bicycles, bicycle parts. You can make wanted listings for bicycle and parts that you're looking for. And why did I do this? Because it was very obvious from books all the way back in the 70s that even if you wanted to build enough EVs to replace gasoline cars, you would not be able to do that owing to the fact that 50% of the manufacturing cost of an EV is pollution, straight up. Before you even get the EV off the lot, you would just simply destroy the world by trying to replace gas cars with EVs. So, mathematically speaking, everyone is stupid. The only way that you can fix the world is by replacing cars with bicycles and public transit and trains. And if somebody tells you otherwise, they're fucking full of shit. I don't know what else to tell you. We've known this since the 50s, 60s, 70s. It's in the books, which none of you are reading. None of the people who are talking about it on the internet, who are telling you shit on YouTube, are reading it. It's that simple. There is a forcing function as a humanity. Either we will advance into the bright new future of a cycling, walking, localized, and public transit infrastructure age, or we all shit ourselves to death. So, which would you prefer? I am a glass half full kind of guy. So I feel like if I live on this planet and I do my best to make the world a better, safer place for all of us, I have to think about it from the perspective that we will succeed and we will overcome this. The forcing function being that we will actually move forward into a cycling infrastructure, pedestrian walkability, locability type of system. Now the question then is, if we will survive with each other on this planet, how are we going to get there? This Strait of Hormuz stuff means that we have to get there a lot faster than I thought that we would, right? So I built a marketplace that is essentially a fifth energy system. Now, what is a fifth energy system? So imagine you have a city. Like I'm over here in beautiful Porto, Portugal, right? And in Porto, Portugal, there's some energy sites that generate some amount of electricity that make all of this work, right? And so you would say, what mix of energy makes all of this work? You would say it is some mixture of LNG, natural gas, some mixture of coal, some mixture of solar, because it's Portugal, and also because Portugal is a mixture of wind and geothermal and dams. What are dams? Water, right? Water and water-based energy, right? So, okay. So you make yourself a pie chart in your head and you say that some percent of the energy of this community comes from these different types of natural sources. And then you say, okay, so if the demand for this community, for this stupid ass, whatever the fuck billboard increases, then we will meet that demand by building more power plants. We will either build more nuclear, more solar, more wind, more geothermal, more dams, more gas, more coal, yada, 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 right? But there's another way. There's another way. So what this way is you take a community like Port of Portugal and you say, hey, what if you use less energy? What if instead of continually multiplying the order of magnitude of energy that your community demands, and then proportionally building more and more power plants to meet that demand, you say, hey, this is fucking stupid, and we will just buy used stuff, or we will offload our demand in other ways. And that's kind of what I provide. So as a used bicycle marketplace, instead of buying a car, you could buy a bike, which is orders of magnitude more efficient for a commuter who's traveling by themselves 20 miles or less to and from work, right? And so now you've offloaded all of that energy demand, in addition to the energy demand of manufacturing the car in the first place, because it's not a car, now it's a bike. And now instead of lasting 10 years, it lasts 70 years. That's pretty cool, right? So fifth energy is this idea that basically instead of building a new nuclear power plant, you can figure out how to make society so much more environmentally optimized that you don't need to build that power plant. Because instead of building that power plant, you can just optimize society in a way that allows you to do without that. We have this perpetual propensity to engage in tapping energy infinitely. So what I mean by that is, let's say you have a society, again, let's say the city Porto, and let's say it consumes X amount of watts of electricity per month for everyone who lives in the city. And when it does that, you would say, okay, so if we produced more power plants, then we would cap the consumption of this power need. But the reality is actually really different. The reality is that when you do that, what happens is the need for the power just expands. So what you get counterintuitively is you get more people actually figuring out more uses for how to use power, whether it's through Christmas lights or LEDs on their bicycles or a nuclear power plant in their garage, whatever crazy experiments they want to run. And this is akin to what happens in the cycling community when we advocate for less highways. It's the exact same thing. People say, we have a 3-lane highway in Texas, and the way to reduce traffic is to make it from 3 to 4 to 5 to 6 to 8 to 9-lane highway in both directions. And that will surely reduce traffic. But every time they do that, what happens is more people get on the highway, and then they simply get in the same exact traffic jam that they had before. So investment in more money, in more infrastructure, in a dumb way, does not actually reduce the infrastructure load on the system. It just drains public funds unnecessarily. And what you need in these situations are systems like fifth energy systems, which asymmetrically take the load off society and off of these power sources so they can be used for things like this, like the light that I'm passing under, instead of useless stuff that will come up if you just increase the capacity of the energy potential of a community's energy grid. Do you understand what I'm saying? Okay, so with this bicycle marketplace, what's exciting is the Strait of Hormuz is basically a strait that is billions of dollars of energy. And if I can help with sprocket.bike/app, what I'm trying to do is take some of that potential and put it into the hands of the community, where we can buy and sell bikes, bike parts, and make wanted listings for bikes and bike parts that we need, and take it out of the hands of these corporate assholes so that instead of generating asymmetric demand and having speculator bets on energy, we can actually be genuinely just trading in vehicles that we need and the parts we need to maintain them, and we can make savings each of up to 20-30% as average for a family living without a car. Thank you.